the man who's actually responsible for disrespecting the wife, the man who's actually responsible for putting this woman in so much pain and so much misery, okay? The man who's responsible for giving her 2 children is not being held accountable by any of these women doing these reaction videos. The reaction videos are all putting down this woman as if something's wrong with her for feeling this way and for being in this position. Peace and prosperity. Welcome back to Earth's Feminine. This is Asaya. I am the owner and founder of the Creatrix Academy. The Creatrix Academy is an online platform that I have created to teach women about the mystical art of feminine embodiment and how you can utilize your feminine embodiment to manifest your best life, manifest more money, manifest devotional love, manifest an overall more abundant experience in your body, in your femininity in general. But if that is something that you are interested in, this is something that I talk about here on the Earth's Feminine channel. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button on this video. If you have watched my videos, like at least 3 of my videos, and you've been, hovering around my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, okay, just go ahead and subscribe, because I looked at my analytics recently and my analytics was like, almost 80% of the people who watch you have not subscribed. So come on, y'all, subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It helps the community grow. And it also helps you to be notified every time I release a new video so that you can continue to learn and grow and understand femininity at its core, instead of just knowing all of the superficial and conditioned way that we typically think about and understand women and feminine energy. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how we need to go ahead and stop the woman-on-woman hate. So woman-on-woman hate needs to stop. And a lot of women have used and are using pick me and the term pick me and being a pick-misha. They're using it to really just continue to bully women. And they're using it to continue to project their internalized misogyny onto women. And it just needs to stop. I talked about this a little bit in the previous video that I did on why pick-me women should never have children, okay? I talked about the term pick-me, how I feel about the term pick-me, and how I feel about how it's being used today. And it's really, to me, getting out of hand because nobody really understands what a pick-me actually is, okay? Most people think that a pick-me is a woman who just gives her life away for men and devotes all of her everything she's got to a man, and she sacrifices herself for a man, and she doesn't really think about anyone else. She doesn't really think about herself. And it's kind of this idea that pick-me women surround their entire world around men. And that is not an accurate description of a pick-me woman. I'm sorry, okay? Because we got to be honest. An aspect of feminine energy does involve her devoting herself to her man. That is an aspect of femininity. And women who are married, women who are in devoted, committed relationships, women who love men, okay, can have these qualities, can have these traits of basically making and surrounding, right, like herself around his life, being the supporting role in his life. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. And when we talk about being a pick-me in this way, it starts to make women who love men, women who are devoted to men, and women who express emotional devotion to men as being ridiculous, or as being pick-me women, or as being, you know, desperate and shameful and all these things, right? That's not what a pick-me woman is. A pick-me woman is a woman who carries internalized misogyny that is so deep that she puts herself and other women beneath the role of masculinity, beneath the men in her environment. That is essentially what a pick-me woman is. It doesn't have anything to do with surrounding your life around a man's life. That's not the core of what it means to be a pick-me. What it means to be a pick-me is to have internalized misogyny that runs so deep that your love for yourself, your appreciation for yourself is pretty much non-existent. And you really have this deep-seated hatred towards yourself and being a feminine woman. Keyword, a feminine woman. So women who are masculine, okay, women who idolize and care and appreciate more of their masculine traits and their masculine energy than they do their feminine energy, can be categorized as a pick-me woman. And this woman will also idolize and appreciate masculinity and masculine traits more than femininity and feminine traits, not only in herself, but also in other women around her. Naturally, she's going to look like she puts men first, or she surrounds her life around men, or whatever like that. But really, that's not what this woman is doing. What a pick-me woman is doing is she is energetically putting down femininity, the femininity within herself. She will have shame around, guilt around, and disgust around, and the femininity in other women. And so I feel like I need to bring this up because I recently came across like a bunch of social media posts talking about how the recent emotional spill on a reality TV show, it was Amara La Negra, I believe that's her name. Now, mind y'all, I do not really watch any of this stuff, so I don't really know everything about it. But what I can say is that I do know a bit of her story, and that she basically had children, 2 children, with a man who's married. And there was this scene in the reality TV show that came out where she was basically like breaking down emotionally and crying to this man about how he's stringing her along. He never tells her, you know, clearly what he wants with her. And basically she's just like emotionally getting all of this out of her about how she wishes that he would choose her. I mean, I'm not saying everything word for word, but this is energetically what's coming off through her expressing. And she breaks down, she's crying, she's upset, and rightfully so.
All this drama revolving around Alan, I just can't do it anymore. Something has to change.
I didn't come here to cause no situation with these people. I came to talk to you, to tell you what happened in your house.
Sorry that my mother reacted in that way. The only thing I can think of is that maybe she was just trying to be a mother, trying to have some clarity.
And I understand.
Your mother came to the house and had a conversation. She said that you had told her that you still loved me, that you had feelings for me, all these other things.
You're the mother of my babies. Of course I got feelings. I respect you. I don't even know why we're having this conversation right now.
The only thing I requested was to put it in a cup because I only wanted you to be the only father of my children. But I know that when I asked you, you said you had to ask your wife. And I'm not trying to be a side bitch to no man.
You had a situation with Safari, but now you're trying to make
You're the one who's married. You've always been married. And I'm still here trying to make some work. You don't deserve me and I'm here. I'm telling you, what do you need me to do? I've waited. Let me fix my situation. Till when? Till when you need me to wait for you? You don't even have the balls to tell me, yes, I want to be with you, or no. You leave me lingering, knowing that I love you. And you play with my emotions. Why do you do this to me? Just tell me no, so I can move on. I haven't been able to move on from you. I think this so that I can move on with my life, and I haven't been able to. I always have hope that maybe one day you'll see the value in me. One day you'll see that I'm a good woman. This hurts me. Just tell me no. Say no. And I promise I'll leave you alone, but you never say no. You always say maybe. And there's only so much I can wait. Don't do this to me.
I don't want to play with you.
But you do it. You're doing it now. You say for me to wait till you've solved your situation so that we can be a family. If you're never going to be my family, just say that.
That's how you feel?
Yes. If we're never going to be a household, then I'm going to be a single mother and I'm going to continue having a broken home till I find somebody else that's willing to love my children and me. Just say that.
I don't know.
I don't deserve this and I feel humiliated. I don't deserve to be humiliated because I'm a good woman. I'm a good daughter. I'm a good mother. I don't deserve this, Abby. Don't touch me.
And the thing that really disturbed me about a lot of these women's responses to her is a lot of women decided to respond to this video calling her a pick-me, calling her desperate, saying that she's being so disrespectful to this man's wife, having this emotional outburst about why, you know, this man doesn't want to be with her and all this stuff. And it's just a lot of women who are coming online making fun of her, essentially making fun of her, and also attempting to make an example out of her and saying, tis, 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 this isn't the woman that you want to be. This is not acceptable behavior. You should not be pining and crying over a man. You should not be this desperate for a man who clearly doesn't want you when he's married to another woman. And the reason why I feel like these responses are so ridiculous and actually fit the pick-me description a lot more than the one that they're trying to project onto her is because she is simply expressing herself. Like, she's simply expressing her emotions and she's crying. Like, she's breaking down, she's crying, she's in pain. That's extremely feminine. For you to break down, cry, be vulnerable, and share how hurt you are, how, you know, how wrongly that you feel like you've been treated. Like, these are her true and authentic emotions. This is a feminine thing to do, to express these emotions. In none of these reaction videos did I see any women actually acknowledge the femininity within that. Actually acknowledge how her expressing herself and how her sharing her truth is a beautiful thing, and how that is getting her closer and closer to realizing her self-worth, to realizing what she really deserves, okay? To realizing how worthy and beautiful and deserving she is. I wasn't seeing really any of that, and majority of what I was seeing was women just blaming this woman for continuing to put up with mistreatment. I was seeing women calling her desperate, saying that she should have known better and that he doesn't want her, so why is she still begging and begging? This is a form of internalized misogyny. And the women who are making these reaction videos with this vibe, okay, of she should have known better, are actually more so the pick-me women than the actual woman that they are calling a pick-me. They're not even putting any of the blame onto this man. The man who's actually responsible for disrespecting the wife, the man who's actually responsible for putting this woman in so much pain and so much misery, okay? The man who's responsible for giving her 2 children is not being held accountable by any of these women doing these reaction videos. The reaction videos are all just putting down this woman as if something's wrong with her for feeling this way. Okay, and for being in this position. Y'all need to be very honest. Be very honest, okay? And stop acting like the majority of women don't go through this or haven't gone through this at some point. Stop acting like that. Stop acting like you are like the pompous, most prestigious, and you have the right to sit there and cackle and talk about a woman who is in pain. And this pain, damn well you've probably been through before, or another woman who has been through before. And at no point do you ever muster up the courage to hold the men in your life accountable, to hold the men that you are dating accountable for how they are treating these women. At no point do you make that the decision, right, of your life, but you will come online and you will make the decision to shame and call a woman desperate and call her pathetic. Maybe you're not outright calling her pathetic, but that's definitely the vibe, okay? Making an example out of this woman as if, wow, look how pathetic she is. Look how desperate this is. Ladies, don't be her. No, ladies, learn from her. Learn from her. And if you ever do become her, it's okay. Because these types of experiences are the experiences necessary for women to be able to fully realize their self-worth. And that's just the truth. Sometimes you can be taught. Sometimes, your mother, your grandmother, women in your life, even just from watching my channel, you can be taught through words. But I'm also going to tell you to go out there and date. I'm also going to tell you to meet men, interact with men, have the experience of being in a relationship, because the experience is at the end of the day going to equip you with a better knowledge of what exactly it is that you need from a relationship and what you need out of the man in your life. That is what you need more so than anything, than any coach or anyone who has anything to tell you. Okay, and then once you have the experience, you can apply the guidance. You can understand better your experiences. Sometimes the experiences can, we can get stuck in the emotions of them and we're not seeing clearly, and we need guidance in that way. If you are wanting to learn how to get your glow back, how to get your spark back after being in a draining, narcissistic, or toxic relationship, then the I Am Earth Mistress class is the class for you. This Mistress class has a loaded PDF and a 2-part video training that is going to help you to, number one, understand the root and the core of internalized misogyny, and help you to begin to release any internalized misogyny that you are carrying within you through understanding the foundations of feminine energy, true and primal feminine energy. I'm also teaching you exactly what you need to do and what you need to learn so you never attract and choose a toxic and narcissistic man to be in relationship with, and allow this new energy to begin to attract the masculine man that is meant to honor and worship you. The link to that is down below in the description box. I also want to mention how whenever the I Married a Monster video came out, and I actually did a reaction video to that video on this channel, I know a lot of people did a reaction video to that, the I Married a Monster video, where the woman is basically coming out on her YouTube platform that talked about femininity and marriage and all these things. And she came out and she talked about how she realized that her husband was molesting her child, okay? I did a reaction video on that, and even in me watching the post reaction videos and the interviews that were done with her after that, there were a lot of people who were upset with this woman for being in this predicament. And when I did my reaction video, there was also someone in the comments who urged me to look deeper and to give my thought process and my feedback after I watched the interviews. And so I went ahead and watched her interviews that she did after she came out with that video. And I did not see anything wrong with her responses. I didn't see anything wrong with anything that she was saying. And honestly, it felt like a lot of people were trying to find something to blame her for what happened to her child. And see, this is the thing that happens a lot with women, especially when we are in a vulnerable position and we are crying out and we are screaming out like, this is what happened to me, this is what needs to change. So I noticed how a lot of people were upset with her and were trying to find ways to blame this woman. And there was someone on my channel, the person who asked me to go ahead and watch the video a little bit more. I don't think she's actually on the channel anymore. I think I may have blocked her or hidden her comments. I'm not sure. I tried to look for the comments and I couldn't find it. If you come onto this channel with any kind of internalized misogyny and you try to project that here on this channel, I am going to check you, okay? You're going to get checked here on this channel. I know maybe you're not used to being checked when you're being that way or whatever like that, but I'm gonna check you. I check everyone in my life at this point when they're being misogynistic, even other women in my life. I check the men in my life and I check the women in my life. I've even checked my own mom. So if you come on this channel, you better be sure that I'm also going to check you if you have anything misogynistic to say. And a lot of times you don't even realize that what you're saying is misogynistic. So a lot of what this woman was saying under the comments, she was essentially blaming the woman for what happened to her children. And she was saying that something doesn't seem right with her. At the beginning of her interview, she was talking about her business and asking for money. How dare she? And then I watched the video to see, what she was talking about. And the woman simply said, the podcasters asked her to mention her Cash App, right? And it's like, okay, so because she mentions her Cash App, she's somehow doing this for clout and doing this for money? No, she's just wanting to benefit from millions of people looking at her. I would too. I would want to benefit from that too. And then she went on to say how she just feels so sorry for those children because, the mother is, she's not doing a good job and all this stuff. That is also a misogynistic thing to say, okay? Whenever people start to pity a woman's children, that's a type of black magic. I just want you to know that. That's a type of black magic. When you're pitying a woman's children and looking down on her, you are doing black magic on this woman. And I need you to ask yourself why you feel the need to do that. Because this woman is suffering. She's not in a good state of being. She's clearly not harming her children or the one perpetrating the harm against her children. Clearly it was someone else. But even though it was someone else, you want to blame, you want to still put that energy onto her, okay, and pity her children. And what that energetically does is you're choosing to bring down the energy of her children, okay, and her. You think that you saying that, oh, I just feel so sorry for the children, you think that you saying that is showing some kind of compassion for the kids. It's not. If you actually cared about the children, you would care about the well-being of the mother. You would care about what is going on mentally, emotionally, spiritually with the mother, and how we can support her to being her best self, to being healthy emotionally and supported, so that she can take care of these children even better than what she already has. I mean, I don't understand how y'all think that children are able to like be raised and thrive without having a mom in their life. Just the fact that a child like is alive and exists and has grown, you need to be giving kudos to the mother. So all that to say is that that's another thing that I noticed here on this channel, specifically outside of what I noticed in the reaction videos to Amara la Negra and her whole thing with her relationship. It's like some of y'all get off on women being in pain, on women being in a lower position than you in your head, right? Some of y'all get off on that, and you love to talk about it. You love to do reaction videos on it. You love to relish in another woman's issues, in another woman's catalyst for her growth, because essentially that's really all that it is. And you talking about it in the way that you're talking about it is not using it, is not benefiting anyone else, because all other women are going to do is they're going to come on, they're going to watch your video, and they're going to subconsciously be afraid to be their authentic self even more, because of how critical and how demeaning you are to women who express their true and authentic femininity. So what you need to be doing is you need to be holding the men more accountable for how they should be behaving, how they should be interacting with women, because none of these things these women would not be in these positions, period, if there was not a man out there putting them in that position. And there's not enough women saying, hey, this isn't normal. Men are not supposed to do this. But instead, you come on these videos and you say, well, that's what men do. You should have known better. As a woman, you should have known better. You should have closed your legs. You should have been less desperate. You should have this, and that. Oppression. You don't believe in your own freedom, and you don't believe in men's ability to be the best versions of themselves. So what do you decide to do instead? You decide to put all of the weight and all of the blame onto women, instead of giving them what they need from other women, which is love, support, and empowerment. If you are watching this video and you are tired of allowing your own internalized misogyny or the misogyny of the world around you to dictate what you get to have, the kind of money you get to have, the kind of love you get to experience, the kind of body you get to feel beautiful and cherished and loved in. For this spring, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this again, but for this spring, for 8 weeks, I am going to be working with a handful of women one-on-one in group coaching. I'm going to be helping them to manifest their dream reality. If you are wanting to manifest your dream love life, your dream lover this spring into this summer, then this is the program for you. If you're wanting to manifest and hit a certain financial goal and start seeing certain numbers hit your bank account, this is the program for you. So if this is something that you want for yourself, if you are ready to really start living your best life as a woman, then click the links down below. The Creatrix Unleashed is going to be the program for you. If you still want to manifest your best life, you can absolutely do that through my self-paced programs that I have linked down below, or any of my digital downloads. Y'all let me know, what do you think about this video? Do you think that the women on women hatred can be found in a lot of these reaction videos that women are doing to the toxicity of these celebrity relationships that Black women find themselves in? Do you feel like women are, instead of empowering women, they are fear-mongering them, and they are calling them desperate and shaming them for ending up in these predicaments with men? Do you feel like there needs to be a shift in the way that women address each other publicly and support each other publicly? Because I certainly do. I feel like there needs to be a shift that creates an atmosphere that allows women to feel supported and to feel free to be authentically going through whatever that it is that they're going through, and not be deemed desperate, and not be shamed, and not be called, you know, a low value woman. I did a video on that, just because they are experiencing really normalcy of femininity and coming into your womanhood in this modern era of relationships and love. Let me know what you think down in the comment box below. I love you so much, and I will see you all in my next video.